Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about something all of us face while receiving international payments, but a very few of us understand what it actually is, and that is a purpose code. If you've ever tried to send or receive money internationally, there's a very good chance your bank or your payment processing platform has asked you to select a purpose code for the transaction. And for the most of us, that is where the confusion starts. A lot of us just pick something that sounds right and move on, but this small choice can actually affect whether our transaction gets through, gets delayed, or even gets flagged by the bank. So in this video, we're going to break it down in a simpler way, and we'll talk about what purpose codes actually are, why banks and regulators need them, what happens if you use the wrong purpose code, and most importantly, how to select a right purpose code. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how purpose codes work and how to avoid common mistakes. What are purpose codes? A purpose code is a 5-character alphanumeric standardized code used by the banks to identify the reason for an international money transfer. Whenever money is sent or received across countries, banks are required to report the nature of that transaction to financial reporters and the central bank. So instead of writing detailed descriptions for every payment, banks use predefined codes known as purpose code. So in simple terms, purpose code answers one important question, and that is, why is the money being sent or received internationally? Why does a purpose code matter? A purpose code may seem like a very small formality, but it plays a major role in the global financial system. Banks use them to comply with foreign exchange regulations, anti-money laundering requirements, tax reporting standards, international financial monitoring systems. Central banks and regulators rely on this information to classify whether it's imports, exports, investments, or remittances. So the purpose code you select becomes a part of the official record of that transaction. What happens if you use the wrong purpose code? Now this is where things can get interesting. Choosing the wrong purpose code might seem harmless at first, but it can later lead to several issues. First, the transaction can get delayed. If the purpose code that you've selected does not match the actual service that you've rendered to the client or the supporting documents, then the bank may pause the payment and ask you for clarification or additional documents. Second, the payment could get returned or rejected. This happens when the purpose code you selected doesn't align with the service rendered or regulatory requirements. Third, the transaction could be flagged for compliance review. Banks constantly monitor international payments for unusual patterns. So if a purpose code looks inconsistent or incorrect, it may trigger additional checks. In rare cases, repeated mismatches between transactions and purpose codes may even lead to regulatory scrutiny. That's why it is always important to choose a purpose code that reflects the true reason of the payment. So how do you actually find the correct purpose code? Now, if you're trying to find the correct purpose code, we've actually built a simple tool for it. It's called the Purpose Code Finder. All you have to do is type in the type of payment you're receiving, like I'm receiving an international payment for my freelancing services. I'll type in freelance services. So I got the purpose code P1019, which can be used for freelancers. So instead of going through a long list of codes from your bank, you can simply find the one that fits for you using this tool. You can check it out using the link in the description box below. And here's a list of the most commonly used purpose codes for your reference. And if you like this video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such informative content.